We recognize that the Hogan Administrative Center occupies the land of the Ho-Chunk people. Please take a moment to celebrate and honor this ancestral Ho-Chunk land and the sacred lands of all Indigenous peoples. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Ms. Bowden?
Here.
Ms. Berkedal?
Here.
Dr. Garcia?
Here.
Mr. Jackson?
Absent.
Dr. Jimenez?
Here.
Mr. Neumeister?
Excused.
Mr. Korberg?
Here.
Dr. Sprague?
Here.
Ms. Sukla?
Here.
A quorum of the Board of Education is present, so the budget approval and levy certification meeting of October 23rd, 2023 is called to order. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and face the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight's agenda has previously been distributed to the board. I would entertain at this time a motion with a second to approve the agenda as submitted unless there is a motion to amend.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
All right, with a motion by Mr. Korberg and a second by Ms. Sukla, we'll do a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. We have no public speakers registered tonight, so we will move on to our information item. Ms. Sprang, should I hand?
Sure. So this is our annual report of our post-employment trust fund, Fund 73. And this is required that we present this to the board on an annual basis. So we have our OPEB regular and our non-OPEB. Our OPEB regular is an actual contribution to an HRA for retirees, and the non-OPEB is a stipend to a 403B for retirees. Our HRA contribution is just about fully funded at 97%. The non-OPEB is funded at about 56%. So that is just a summary of the balance changes over the year. And last year we contributed $2.5 million to try to get that non-OPEB contribution up for future benefits. So, any questions?
I just have a couple.
Sure.
Do we have in the budget that we're going to approve this evening any contributions to the non-OPEB? And my other question is, was this report prepared by you, or is this something the auditors prepared?
No, this was actually created by Davida Mulling, our finance supervisor.
Thank you.
She keeps track of this fund. And we have it reviewed by our actuarial study too. So, yes, we will be having a contribution this year to the non-OPEB.
Yep.
About, I think it's about 1.3 million this
Okay,
year.
thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate that.
Who decides the spend rate on it every year?
It's by actuarial study. So we have contribution levels that we contribute to. We do not want to over-contribute to any of these funds. So the one that, the OPEB, since we're so close to fully funded, if we would overfund that, we would be penalized for a categorical aid. It's kind of a crazy thing, but so we can still contribute to our non-OPEB, and that one is, as you can see, it's about 1.3 in disbursements for the non-OPEB, and that's about all we were contributing prior. So this last year, we were able to contribute all of it to that to try to catch up a bit. And we will have another actuarial study done at the end of this year, 2024. And so every year it looks at how many employees we have, how many are eligible for those benefits down the line.
So this OPEB thing really only started maybe in the last 20-ish years or something, so it's So for the public that may be watching, this is something that all government entities have been contributing, that are in, have post-retirement benefits, have been trying to build up those amounts because that's a new accounting requirement that came into play. So just so people understand why we aren't at 100%.
Correct.
Ms. Sprang,
Mhm.
with the non-OPEB being closer to 60% funded versus the OPEB being closer to 100% funded, is there a vision to increase that percentage on the non-OPEB to get closer to 90% funded? Or are we feeling comfortable where we're at?
We're comfortable right now where we're at. Like I said, every couple of years we have another study, and so that kind of gives us that idea. The OPEB regular contribution is actually, we reduce that on an annual basis. It'll keep going down until 2026. So then we won't have to fund that one as much.
Sure.
And we cannot use those funds for any other thing.
Right.
Once they're in the trust fund, that's where they need to stay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other comments, questions from the board? All right.
And that's an information item only, so we can
All
go
right.
on.
So now we are moving on to one of our two action items for tonight, the approval of the 2023-24 original budget and levy.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2023-24 original budget as presented.
Second.
Okay, with a motion by Mr. Korberg and a second by Dr. Jimenez. We could definitely discuss this, but if board members are comfortable moving into a vote, we could do that.
I just have one question. I think you've answered this before, but we've got some updated documents. So it
Mhm.
appears that the proposed budget includes operating revenues of 109.243 million, and there's proposed expenses of 109.425 million. So we're falling short about around a little less than 200,000. Is that a shortfall, or is that because of grants that fall in different years? I can't remember how
Right,
to explain this
that's it.
before.
So that was the Get Kids Ahead grant that we received the dollars ahead of time. This is not a reimbursable grant. So we received those funds in 22-23, but we need to spend them by the end of 2024. So we'll be spending them in 23-24. When the board designated the fund balance, that amount was put into fund balance, so to be used in this next year. So besides that, it is a balanced budget that we're presenting.
Thank you. I wanted to clarify that it was a balanced budget.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right, so the motion is to approve the original budget as presented. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Nay.
Right, and there is another motion that we'll have to entertain.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2023-24 certified levy in the amount of $49,688,515.
Second.
Okay, with a motion by Mr. Korberg and a second by Dr. Jimenez. You can pause for discussion if it's needed. Not hearing any, so we'll do a vote on the motion that's on the table. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, so the motion carries on those two. We'll move on to the 2023-24 Community Service Fund levy.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2023-24 Community Service Fund levy in the amount of $1,395,000 as presented.
Second.
Okay, with a motion by Mr. Korberg and a second by Dr. Jimenez, I'll pause for questions or comments.
Did we, I'm curious when and where, and my memory might be faulty on this, discussion of daycare services as a part of this community service levy. It was included several years ago, but is no longer an item.
Mhm.
Is there a longer history of the community service levy?
That was
funding
just
daycare?
during the COBRA period,
Yeah.
so we had some partnership with the Boys and Girls Club
Right.
for some funding there, and that was just during the COBRA
Okay,
time.
Cobra or COVID?
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
COVID.
I know your
I'm sorry,
business,
why
so
am I
I just want
I
to
don't
make
remember
sure.
snakes. I know they're the
COVID.
snakes. I
She's
remember.
just showing off her fancy accounting.
That's all right.
Just to show off your fancy accounting terms.
Yeah. No COVID.
All right. Any other questions or comments? So the motion on the table was to approve the levy as presented. We'll do a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, it carries. Unless there are any objections, we will adjourn. Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
There you go.